What's going on? This is Shango Ray, aka Real Deal Ray. Your intuition's mouthpiece when that monkey mind wants to take over. And today we are going to be getting into a Shangodiac. I'm going to do all the signs here. This one in particular is more or less a love forecast. At first I was going to make this about like maybe love forecast for singles or those who are in a situation or whatnot. But I just decided, for the sake of simplicity, that I'm just going to do it as is. The rule applies. If it applies to you, it applies to you. If you, were meant to see this video, then you were meant to see this video. So like, share, subscribe, and thrive. Like, share, subscribe, and thrive. Like, share, subscribe, and thrive. Okay? In that particular order. The order of operations. What we're going to do is we're going to be doing this in order. So Aries, blah, 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 right? I'm going to be stopping the video in between, so that way in the editing of this video, if you're seeing this, I'm not live, but hey, shout out. This is an instant premiere. More than likely I'm in the chats though. So we're going to get busy, and this particular Shangodiac is brought to you. You know, they say the best way to predict your future is to create it, and the best way to create it is with intention. Magic is all about intention and, of course, manipulating energy towards that intention. So it brings me great pleasure to say, you actually, if I check my piece sheet for the time, you have like 7 days to get in this ritual. Already a lot of people have joined. This is the Valentine's Day, the 2021 Valentine's Day Love, Lust, and Luck ritual. A ritual that, for all intents and purposes, will attract to you some form of either love, lust, and it'll seem like you're lucky. Okay, so whether you, and I hardly ever do this, so if you're seeing this, depending on what time, the doors to enter the ritual will be closed Friday, February 12th. So you actually don't have 7 days. You only have like 5 days. But if you know me, you know that I usually don't do this anymore. But this ritual is for you if you are wanting to draw or get a specific person, whether that be for love or just some animalistic affair, you know what I'm saying? Because we all need that sometimes too, all right? So whether you want a specific person, whether you want to draw a specific kind of person, which would be my particular favorite, because that leaves the door open to have different options that you can choose from. So you're coming from a place of abundance. Or if you're in a relationship and you want to bring a particular kind of love forth or passion, you know, in that particular relationship, and or if you're also looking to, you know, get a magical, you know, hedge your magical bets as far as also in increasing your own self-love too, you know. So you can join. The link is in the description now, depending on when you see this. You know, you might have seen this too late. I apologize for that, but without further ado, let's get in to the Shangodiac. So we're going to start first with Aries. And these are going to be rather brief. So that way, you know, this is going to be timestamped too. I'm going to do a little bit of editing on this. So I'll know exactly what time is which. So by the time you're watching this, you'll be all ready. You'll be all ready to go. All right. Hope y'all are well. Hope y'all are feeling good. Hope y'all are, you know, cashing checks, you know, busting nuts and getting neck. You know what I'm saying? The whole shibizzy. The whole shibizzy, you know. Hope. May you be getting to all of that, okay? And all of that, and all of that. All right. So Aries, love forecast. Whether you are in a relationship or not, sometimes different avenues come through also. So I may pick up on something that's more for the singles, or I may pick up something that can be universal or more for those in a relationship or an entanglement. Okay, for all you entanglers out there. God damn it. All right, so Aries, what you got for Aries? All right, let's see what we got here. Well, for Aries, I'm just going to give a brief, like I said, there's not just one typical meaning for the cards. You know what I'm saying? Like a bunch of different information come through. Grab what you can grab. If it's for you, it's for you. If not, then fuck it. All right. So for one, Aries, I see that you are, you know, you're off your square. This relationship, or lack of, depending, has really got you vexed. Maybe you're preoccupied with this particular concept or whatnot. And if you're in a relationship, though, I do see some people who your partner's been keeping you off your fucking square. Okay? Your partner's been keeping you off your square. If you're in a relationship, your partner, it seems to me, knows how to, for lack of a better word, manipulate you based on your own values, what you do value and how you're not valuing yourself. Okay, that can change, though, possibly, depends. But what I'm seeing is, and if it hasn't happened already, I do see, though, like eventually once you get past the honeymoon phase and people's true colors start coming out, or if you're already in a relationship, then obviously you can kind of look forward to more of the same. Okay, now I also see kind of like this you know, power struggle going on in the relationship, actually, if you're in a relationship. All right. Now, if you are single, Aries, then I see that it seems to be, for some of you, there's also a power control, or a battle for power between, you know, what you think and believe and what you really feel that you're worth. Washang, okay? Double guns. All right. So back to those who may be in a relationship or dealing with somebody. This person knows how to manipulate you. Okay, that's just what I'm telling. This is just what I'm feeling with this card. I feel like the 8 can also be one of dominance or dominating. You know, maybe you've attracted somebody, and you know, givers always attract takers, you know, and stuff like that. So but the point of the matter, though, for each or every one of you, though, is these 8s can be turned around. You know what I'm saying? They can be turned around. One way is to kind of just examine what has really been going on. More importantly, your part in things, because it's so easy to point the finger at somebody else. Sometimes you got to step back and you got to take a look at your part and be perfectly honest with your role in the relationship. That was Aries. Well, all right. Next up, we have Taurus. And we're going to see what the fuck you bulls have been bullshitting about, okay? Or what kind of bullshit you bulls done got yourself in, all right? So being that this is more of a, you know, forecast for the love department, lust department, whatever, relations and shit, I see that some of you Tauruses are also in a relationship right now where, if you're in a relationship, I'm just going to kind of, okay, so I see a Taurus in a relationship. Your family, it's caused a lot of family dissension. Now, maybe your family's wrong, or maybe you are maybe they're a little bit right, you know, about some things, and there's a reason why they don't like you with this person, or they don't like that person also, you know. But on another level, this also goes to show, I got my Santissima up there. This also goes to show, you know, it seems like you guys are kind of heading into a patch where it's just like a real big dip. It could even be depressed about the relationship. This is a really heavy feeling card, this 10 of Hearts. Okay. Now, if you're single, I could see how just not that I know a Taurus who ever yearns for love, you know, usually if they got some fancy gadgets and some, you know, some money or something like that. But this particular, I see, if you're single, you know, this can be also just like a feeling of just this isolation. I would almost go to say that some of you Tauruses you single Tauruses may be feeling like you're kind of going through a little dark night of the soul, if you will, especially in concerns with a relationship or a lack thereof. Maybe you just broke up, you know. But however, for both of y'all, soon enough, all right, it is going to start to feel like a wish fulfilled. Okay, this can also, it's how funny, Nine of Diamonds, you might find a generous lover, or your lover might become more generous or be able to be more generous with you. All right, that's on one level. But I also see some of you Tauruses like tightening it up. Like, this is the end of me putting up with this shit, and I'm setting the marker now, you know, of what I will deal with, what I won't, what I feel I deserve, and what I feel that I definitely don't deserve. So, you know, that can go either way. If you're single, it seems like you may meet somebody who seems kind of like a bag of money or something. And I don't mean like they're actually giving you money, but it's like you view them with the same value that you would, you know, view a bag of money or something. You know what I mean? Now, what you guys need to be careful for after this brief period, though, is there seems to be, and I can totally believe it with you, some of you Tauruses, you know what I'm saying? There seems to be a change of mind, which may be positive for you, but not so positive for your relationship. If you're in a relationship, honestly, I see a period of also arguing. If you're single and you happen to meet this bag of money, okay, do be aware also that there could be a potential, though, after that whole, you know, when you view this person as just this bag of money, you just want this person. Once you kind of get past that and then life starts to happen, you know, you may end up finding yourself in a situation where you got to start bumping heads. Look at these wolves. Look at these dogs, right? Do they look happy? I think not. Okay, so I would say sometimes, you know, words are like bullets. You can't unshoot them, okay? So you may want to be mindful of what you are saying if you actually give a shit about your relationship or whatever. Because sometimes you get in these situations and words start getting shot. You know, y'all start shooting at each other. And every time one of these episodes happens, it's like another brick in the wall. You know what I'm saying? And just, we want to just, you know, depends, you know. But yeah, so whether you're in a relationship, whether you're single, what you do want to also be mindful of is your communication. And communication is just not what you're saying. It's also, it's more so actually being able to listen. And listening is not just keeping your mouth shut while you're thinking what to say next. You know, so that could, just the fact that you are actually listening to, you know, your partner or your potential partner or whatever, that can make a world of difference, because when it's done authentically, the other person just like knows it, and there will be something they just can't put their finger on about you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to be heard, but nobody listens for shit. So if you could be one of those who can actually listen, quick tip for you, put your tongue, all right here behind your teeth, that little ridge behind your teeth of your gums right here, while you're listening. Don't ask me why, but it does help to calm thoughts down. If you got a real active, chatty mind, start keeping your tongue right there. And you're not pressing against it. It's like you're holding a drop of water on top of the tip of your tongue, you know, or you're holding the clitoris on the top of your tongue, you know, whatever. But there's some type of configuration in your brain with your tongue. That's why even when you think of talking and your tongue is technically not moving, there's micro movements that they've found that correlate to the same areas that correlate with speech. So by doing that, you help to kind of, so yeah, you're welcome on that one. Okay, Taurus, we'll be back with, I believe, Gemini. All right. All right, Gemini, you're up to bat. So let's see what's going on with you, with your bipolar ass. So looking forward as far as what might be going on for you, Gems. All right. I see this going 2 different ways. All right. Actually, maybe 3 different ways. For one, there may be a loss of a love. So a relationship may be ending for some of you Geminis. All right. I think this is that a razor blade right there? It sure is a razor blade. Yep. Very apropos for some of you Geminis, because some of you Geminis, whack, shit's getting cut off, you know. And for some of you Geminis, I think that it's you actually doing the cutting here. And I'm going to tell you why. Because of this shit going on, for one, you were trying to establish a new level of security as far as within that relationship. But for whatever reason, maybe due to you, to your partner, and just to both of you, you know, it's just not happening. And I can also see how you guys have effectively made a decision and saying, fuck this shit. So that's one scenario that I see playing out, okay? There. Now, for another demographic of you Geminis, I feel like you're actually going to be meeting somebody who seems like a heart's desire fulfilled, right? But after you meet this person, and they may be an earth sign, okay, they may not be. There's not really any signs here as far as what they could be. I'm just telling you what, you know, what they might be. But more than likely, they also could be a fire sign too. But you will find, and so for some of you, like getting this dream relationship is going to make some shit come up in you. Understand that. Once you get past the honeymoon period, okay? And this happens to everybody. This is why relationships can be either the best thing or the worst thing. Most people, it's the worst thing. But what ends up happening is obviously they end up triggering you somehow. You end up triggering them. Like your baggage is going to, your dead bodies, okay, are going to rise, okay? And their dead bodies are going to rise too, okay? Your baggage, their baggage, it's going to clash. It's a matter of how you deal with it, number one. First of all, if you are able to view, let's say you get triggered by something, right? Let's say you're feeling insecure about something in regards to your partner. Or maybe, usually it ain't even so much so about your partner, although it can be, but usually it's more a reflection of something that was hidden within you, that you haven't addressed, you ain't trying to address, none of that. And, you know, you can just keep reacting on the surface level, the context level, the 3-dimensional. Well, you did this, you did that, you did this. Why are you doing that, right? You can stay there, or you can take a more magi approach, alchemist approach, and say, yo, what is it about that? Like, and you don't even have to, it's not even about finding the right answer, which would signify that there is a wrong answer or anything like that. It's about just tapping into what the fuck is going on. That's really what it is. These things have a habit. If you don't try and change them, they have a way of doing something on their own. So I do see that some of you actually are able to do that. I'm probably speaking to very few of you that this is going to relate to. All right. But I see another level of communication going on with this. Okay. And, you know, like I said, if you take that approach and use it as a mirror, to you as to like what the hell's going on with me. You know, you're going to find a lot of shit. You're going to start excavating. You're going to drain the swamp and you're going to see what's in there. You know, it doesn't even matter if you understand it or whatever. The fact that it's going to come, don't try and change the shit. Just sit with it. And I know that's probably one of the most difficult things, especially if you're not used to doing that shit, but it will pay off in dividends. All right. So that's what we have for Gemini. Next up, you got the crusty crab in you. The crusty crabs. The crusty crabs. Huh. You got the crusty crab in you. All right. That's enough for your little song. This is going to play out. I'll say interesting because they say drama is interesting. All right. So for those of you who are in a relationship, I'm going to just say it like this. Because your last two cards here just ain't good no matter how you slice it. Okay. So if you're in a relationship, if you're in some form of entanglement, okay, this is what I see happening. At first, I do see a period of elevated emotion. It's more like a spike, you know, we'll just call it a spike. Okay. I see like, this even may have to do, there's some crusty crabs that I feel also are involved in some form of maybe a long distance relationship, or y'all are going to be taking a trip and, you know, oh, it's so lovey, you know, but there are revelations coming to you, Crust. Oh yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Some of y'all, you know, you're going to have to get your coconut crab on. I just posted shit on my Facebook about a coconut. I didn't know about these things even existed. They are like, they could be up to 3 feet long. Their thingamajigs are as powerful as a lion's jaw. And supposedly, these are the crabs. They're only on this little tiny fucking island that you can't even really get to. And supposedly, they're the ones who ate up Amelia Earhart. But that's besides the point. So, if you're in a relationship, I do see, like I said, an elevated spark, you know. And I also see... Yeah, well, yeah. So, and a possible trip, you know, maybe a travel, you went somewhere, or you're in a long distance relationship. However, revelations abound, okay? Right. Yeah, if you know about this, then you know about this. It's exactly what it looks like. A 3-heart situation, meaning a goddamn love triangle, all right? Maybe you are inadvertently involved in this. Maybe you are unknowingly involved in this. All right. But it turns out you're going to start to view your lover. You may already view your lover like this, and you may be with another water sign. However, this can also be talking about you and some of your crustaceous ways, maybe. Yes, crustaceans are known to be clingy and things of that nature, but they can also get loose with it just like the best of them. Okay, and I feel like what may, now see, they're not showing me what is the conclusion of this particular situation, if this applies to you. All right, if this applies to you. I can also see if this doesn't. Let's just say this, just pretend, and in my years of doing this shit, this has always meant somebody else is fucking on somebody else. Okay, or there's an emotional affair going on. But for you, let's just say that let's just say, all right, because I know you want to believe it's not you. Let's just say this just also goes to show me, I see you going through a major phase where you're like worried as fuck about your love, about your loving relationship, you know, about your sweetheart, your boopsie. All right, I see you worried as fuck about this. So whether or not this actually is what I say, it's usually, I mean, it's like 99.9%. It's also a period of like you worried about what they're doing. You know, even if you're able, listen, we often come down on people who like to post all their shit. And I get it, because like that shit's fucking retarded. Okay, it's just fucking stupid. Especially your intrapersonal shit. Like, keep something sacred. And don't worry about trying to post fucking subliminals and shit, all right? Because it's like, people know that you're fucking saying shit. So shut the fuck up, Like, just don't do that. However, what I mean by that, though, just because you can look stoic doesn't mean that you're not suppressing it. You know, they can be suppressing their shit, but meanwhile blabbing about it, right? But just because you don't do all that shit doesn't mean that you're not worried about it. Just because maybe you don't show it as much in your actions doesn't mean that you're not actually still doing it. You know what the fuck you're doing. It's inside of you. You know, it's like calm waters here, but underneath the water, the shit is fucking raging, okay? So either way, I see this as also taking a lot of energy from you and almost maybe getting you off your dean, off your path, off your, you know, whatever it is that you're doing, your focus, your overall focus for the direction that you want to move in side to side, okay? And yes, you're dealing with someone you may be dealing with too, where you finally see this person as, you know, I make all these. There's an old saying. There's a saying that you know, facts don't give a shit about your feelings, and your feelings don't give a shit about facts. That right there is both. You need the both fact. You need facts and you need the feelings, though. You know. And what I meant by that second half, your feelings don't give a fuck about facts, as I'm sure you even know, and maybe you've done it yourself, where you intentionally just ignore the facts because of your feelings. And more than likely, you paid for that shit. All right. Now, if you're single, I see this almost similar situation going on. But what I see if you're single is you're going to have a change of mind about somebody you were fucking with. And you're thinking, maybe if I reheat this soup again, it's going to be different or something. Or maybe because you've had a little dry spell, or you just really haven't been, you know, getting it in, or you just haven't really had no relationship, you know, so you're like, you know, it's retrograde. Let me see what so-and-so's doing. Well, same old shit, bro. Same old shit, blood. And they're still the same. So sometimes the biggest thing that makes a difference is not what you do, but what you don't. Krusty. Leo. I was almost gonna you again. I might as well do it again since I had my shit out. You know what I'm saying? This is Leo. Here we're talking about Leo now, okay? So for all you Leos, my best friend is a Leo. One of my best friends is a Leo. So you know, as surprising, as strangely as I see an earth sign coming at y'all, okay? Possibly a Virgo. Oh my God, Leo, don't do it. I don't know how that, but for some reason this shit fucking works. But I see, let's go with some of you that are single, okay? For the single Leos, I see a possible earth sign coming to you, okay? Now, for some of you, whoever this may apply, I would say fellas, but hey, it's 2021, so whoever, whatever, okay? But I see a badass bitch coming your way, okay? And she does have bread, okay? She may be also generous, and I'm not talking about a sugar mama. Does this look like a sugar mama to you? Okay? And what that ends up doing, right? I see a change of heart. Massive change of heart. A massive change of heart. Bong. 8 of hearts. Massive change of heart. This is a very powerful card. Like, you're fucking walking on air. You are moonwalking on air, you know. And I don't know why this is the first thing that kind of came through for me. And I know this does not apply to everybody, but for who it does, I want you to know, I heard you, okay? Or I heard your uterus or whatever. I feel like y'all are somebody's gonna be pregnant. I feel like for some of you singles, this meeting is gonna relate into a child of some kind. A child who's more than likely, who could be also an earth sign. So maybe y'all meet, you get to have some fun in the months coming up, and then, you know. Now, if you're in a relationship, this is still fucking great. Leo, you got off on this one, man. You got off on this one. That's all I'm going to say. Shit. So, this is like, this, I feel like the relationship is going to move into a place where you just feel rich. And it's also like when that person, when you, first of all, when you tap into that certain aspect of yourself and you really start to really tap in with yourself to whereas you don't need the other person. You know what I'm saying? You don't need them. You're not fucking hanging on. It's not like this codependent 6ix9ine action going on. You know, it's like, it seems like it's like, because this Queen of Diamonds, remember the Queen of Diamonds is just as powerful when it comes to either riches and also when it talks about values and stuff and just, you know, it's that of the giver. But I like to say the win-win situation, win-win-win, everybody wins, you know. But I see you like not minding, like, you know, knowing when and how to like serve your lover. And they seem to be more than happy to return the favor. So that's what I'm really getting from this card. And however the fuck you guys did it, golf clap to you, okay? Once again, elevated, change of heart, more love. God damn, if it gets any lovier, I don't know if I can handle this shit, all right? But for some of you Leos though too, even if it's not meaning a relationship, or excuse me, even if it's not meaning a child, I see for some of you Leos, this, I'm just going to tell it the way it is. If it applies, it applies. If not, then it dies, okay? It's that this love shit is going to be like your muse, because it's doing something with your frequency. Obviously, it's raising your vibration, you know, and it also has you being mindful of somebody else, so you're not just always me, like a lot of Leos can be, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm just calling it the way I fucking see it, because you know I'm fucking telling you the truth. Okay, so don't get snatched up by your mane, all right? But I also see, to me, this Jack of Diamonds is also talking about like this intensified creativity, especially around creating avenues, drawing in that currency that is you, which we call money. Okay, you are money. Money is just a representation of you. You are money, but money is not you. The paper, you know, it's not you. So I see like some of you Leos getting like super creative with it, like based on the inspiration of your relationship. So golf clap, Leo. Peace. Well, looks like we're heading into one of the most challenging signs for a fire sign, you know. And sometimes the ones most worth it, okay? But these nitty ass little fucking Virgos, okay? These nitty ass Virgos. Before you be like, oh, you hate Virgos. No, I don't hate Virgos. Like, I came out of a Virgo, so. And she's one of the most dearest people to my heart, period. You know, so fuck you with all that bullshit. But some of y'all can be little just nitty motherfuckers, okay? I've just got to say it. My daughter's also Virgo, so I speak with profound experience, okay? And, okay, so love forecast for the Virgos. Something is, I do see, okay, let's address you single Virgos. Something is going to be beginning, or you have an idea of something with somebody, okay? And you may get kind of wrapped up in that. Maybe it's like one of those situations where it's like a crush and you are feeling them. Maybe they're feeling you, but you're kind of not quite sure. Signals ain't quite, you know, because some of you Virgos don't know how to just, you know, come with it, you know what I'm saying? Or you come with it just too plain or too, you know, which I get it. I mean, There's a value in being blunt, but there's also a value in being eloquent as well. Okay. But I do see this ending. I see a lot of blockages here, y'all. I'm going to keep it real with you. I see a lot of blockages for some of you Virgos. So if you're single, like I said, this idea that you had, muerte, baby. All right, muerte. Done. And it seems to me that because you single, it seems like this is not, it's like a relationship in the sense of a friendship. A friendship is a relationship, right? But it doesn't move in the direction that you wanted it to, you know? And then, so therefore, it seems like if they find out about it, or maybe you expressed it to them, you know, y'all get the fucking palm. And it's like, what ends up happening, is, I'm gonna tell you what, the reason why this played out like that was because this was kind of like a karmic relationship, and karmic relationships can come in any form. They can come in a friendship, your best friend, a lover, you know, a brother, sister, family, whatever. So this particular thing that this plane that you wanted to get off the ground, like didn't even leave the tarmac. It kind of started to, and then somehow burst into flames, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of rough. It was kind of rough. But that's what I see for some of you Virgos, you know. But I will say this, that can actually be a good thing. Sometimes you got to go through one of these hard karmic situations, relationships, or lessons to get to the gold. You know, you got to go through, sift through the mud to get to the gold. You know what I'm saying? And this, I'm not trying to say that this particular situation was mud, but as an analogy, you know, there's something that's a whole lot better for you. Okay, so from my little heart to yours, Virgo, I say keep your head up, all right? Keep your chin up, all right? And just know that one door is, this happens all the time, for one, you know what I'm saying? And this is the way it is, period. Should you choose to look at it this way. But when one door closes, another one is opening. So in a sense, or in essence, be grateful for the situation, no matter how disturbing, no matter how maybe painful or whatever. Problem is, some of y'all like to hold a fucking grudge. You know, a lot of y'all Virgos especially are grudge holders, professional. You know what I'm saying? Well-trained professional grudge holders. And by the time you walking around with, you ever seen one of these homeless people that seem like they got a building in backpacks on their back? That's you. That's you. Another thing here I see is a lot of grief. You know what I'm saying? A lot of grief. And if you don't address that grief, if you don't recognize, if you don't allow that grief to just to be there, stop trying to fight it, stop trying to suppress it, stop trying to seem like whatever, because you're not. You're not. And yeah, emotional baggage, straight up. This also what this card speaks to me about is emotional fucking baggage. And y'all are like the baggage handlers of the zodiac, pretty much. I mean, we all got baggage, but I'm just saying, I'm showing the hand you've been dealt here, okay? So don't shoot the messenger, all right? Now, if you're in a relationship, I can see for some of you Virgos that this would be maybe the end of the relationship. However, I'm not just going to say that, because that might not just be all the truth. It may be the end of this particular version of the relationship. The relationship as you knew it is going to die. It's going to die. And, you know, if this Nine of Spades was not reversed, I would more than likely say it's you who kind of did the doing, you know, that ended it. But it seems like you're sitting back, you know, knowing the shit's not going to work, and you're waiting for them to leave. So that way you can seem like, well, I didn't, you know, like you're waiting for them to do it, you know. And let me know how that works out for you, right? Yeah, man. Once again, 6 of Diamonds. Like, I just see like a lot of 9 and the 6. That's like 2 lovers not spooning. Okay, you want that 6-9 action going on. Okay, but you Virgos ain't getting that. Y'all ain't getting that. Okay, so you know, sometimes you got to stop. You got to press pause, and you got to deal with your shit. That's just the way it goes. That's the way it rolls. So if you happen to match one of these situations, hey, I'm not going to hit you with the "I told you so," but you know, like I said, it's not really so much what. Let me leave you with some cliches, okay? Because the cliches oftentimes are based in some form of truth, right? Depending on the context and stuff. So, you know, it's not what happens to you. You know, it's how you choose to define what happened, which is going to have either an empowering effect on you or a disempowering. It's either one or the other. It's either going to expand you or it's going to contract you. One of the two. But it's not just what happened to you. It's also how you respond, you know? Now, if you take this time to see what the hell's going on, like I always say, take some time. If you got to step away for a minute, take a step away for a minute and like just see what the fuck is going on. See what the fuck is going on. You know, feelings buried alive never die. They're there. And until, whether that's also your inner child shit too and all that stuff, hey, have fun doing that detective work though, Virgo. Well, it's that time of the zodiac that traditionally has been of one of Papa Shangito's favorites, if you will. I do play favorites, and I don't give a shit who says what. But not so much anymore, really. It's just kind of like, hey, you're one of the signs. Great. Okay, but, you know, I still like Libras. But this particular love forecast, I was going to say love diagnostic. This ain't a love diagnostic. Those are different. But this particular love forecast is for the Libs, okay? The Libras, all right? Now, let's see what is in the cards for the Libras, okay? So, for you single Libras, part of the reason I think in some ways you've been kind of selling yourself short, all right? And being in situations that have depleted you, if you will, like when you keep giving, and you're not getting back, it leaves you depleted. It leaves you like less than, okay? So I'm not quite sure yet how this card is kind of coming through to me, but well, I know how it's kind of coming through, but it can go a bunch of different ways. But I see a Libra who is depleted and maybe kind of bringing that also, but also the values, how, like, because I see like if you did meet somebody, I see some Libras, they're going to meet somebody, okay? And because they're coming from this depleted place, there's like this, oh my God, like this 3 of Hearts. And yes, you guys got the 3 hearts too, but it's like, oh, love, you know, three, when it's not reversed, can also talk about, you know, incremental growth, okay? Incremental growth. So I do see a period where you feel like that is happening. However, there's also could be elements that end up popping up later down the road with this particular relationship, okay? Number one, I'm gonna give one scenario here that came to me. You're not listening to your intuition. And when the communication starts getting imbalanced, maybe you're reaching out to them more, and they're not, you feel something may be going wrong, but you're like, oh, I don't want to, I don't want to think like that, think positive, but meanwhile, some shit's going on. And it could be the full Monty, the full shebang, okay? Or it could be just like your lover has this connection or starts getting this emotional connection, okay? That's one scenario. The other scenario is this. Maybe you came from a place, or the relationship at first maybe started off, hey, I feel like this to me can also describe like how you're feeling. Doesn't necessarily mean that's exactly what's going on, but like this is how you're feeling, right? I feel like I'm giving more than I'm getting back in this shit. What's up? And then it's like through some communication and different shit, you start feeling like, hey man, things is going great. Like, oh yeah, it's great. It's heaven on earth. It's a second honeymoon. Who can be mad at that, right? But also, I see too that this situation can start getting imbalanced, meaning either somebody's talking too much and not listening enough, or not listening enough and talking too much. Okay, so you're going to want to, make sure that you listen to your intuition, and that also you listen to your partner if you have one, or your potential partner, or whatever. Okay, so these are some scenarios that came through these mere 3 cards, and that's what we do. Well, it's what we did, because we don't really do too many more readings anymore, but we're still gonna be doing Shangodiacs for you. But you definitely want to get up on this and make sure, communication is definitely the key, because it definitely fosters, and you Libras understand that, like, it allows for other things that a relationship needs to grow, So Libra, balance your scales. All right. We have returned through the magic of Hollywood. It seems seamless, don't it? That's right. So what I'm seeing here, and this is for Scorpio, all my Scorps, shout out all my Scorps, I don't know why, but Scorpios are just a breed of their own, truly, to some, I actually like Scorpios, I like I don't know why, I just like Scorpios, certain Scorpios, you know what I mean? Yeah, my father's a Scorpio too, but he doesn't fit the Scorpio, but anyways. So let's break this down. Love forecast. All right. We're going to deal with the singles. All you single Scorpions. Now, some of you single Scorpions y'all can be, the thing about Scorpions though, and of course this all depends on what else you got in your chart and just your environment, your upbringing, all this shit. But, some of you Scorpions you're still very choosy a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of Scorpios that I know, they're very particular or methodic in their choices, even if others don't understand why they chose this person, And, but there is that side of Scorpio that's like, fuck it. Like if I'm into you, because when a Scorpio is into you, like, you better sell your soul to them, My Venus is in Scorpio. That's probably why I like Scorpio too. But my Venus is in Scorpio, and it could be like that, It's like, if I'm going to be into you, if I'm going to be invested in you, then bitch, you better sign your motherfucking soul away, and I'm not playing. Scorpio. Anyways, so, but if they're not invested in you, don't expect them to be all faithful and shit like that. They still got that water sign to them, and they can just be getting their freak on. So I see for you singles, I feel like there could be several possible worthy mentionable candidates. So you think that you're maybe talking to, you know, sharing your attention with. But come to find out, all right, that a lot of times, or for most of these subjects, that, or maybe you were kind of eyeing one, and they're like, oh yeah, they're cool, whatever. But the one you were interested in the most turns out to be a Jack of Hearts reversed, okay? Which means, you know, I guess another word for the Jack of Hearts reversed, to use some of you ladies' verbiage, would be a fuckboy, okay? A straight up fuckboy, all right? Like the typical, like, has the fuckboy starter pack and everything, all right? Just fuckboy, all right? And, but there was qualities even about the fuckboy that you chose to pay more attention to. And maybe they paid attention to you in a way that kind of supplicated your Scorpio-ness, okay? Leading to extensive arguments again. And also, you know, part of the thing is here too, that one of you Scorpios, your stinger, it starts to raise up like you're gonna strike, is in the field of competition. Okay, so this Five of Clubs is also speaking about there's competition going on. So this situation that you're heading into, love forecast, it's gonna come with some competition. So even though he may be or they may be a fuck person, let's just say it like that. Fuck neutral. Okay, they might be a fuck neutral. There's still some competition. So sometimes that's enough for some of you Scorpios to be like, just to be able to say, like, I got him. I got them. And then after you get them, you're like, I don't want you anymore. Because Scorpios can be fucking heartless. They can be so heartless, but at the same time, when they know they are the essence of commit to the bit. If they're gonna give you their heart, if they're gonna love you, shit. That shit's going to be like intense, which is henceforth where we get to the, you better sign your fucking name in blood on that contract, you know, type of thing, you know, and I get it. I can't say that I don't get it, you know. So that's that. If you're in a relationship, Scorpio, I do see that there could be a great probability that communication could actually start improving with this relationship, okay? To whereas maybe before it wasn't so great, okay? And maybe you were kind of, I don't want to say wishing, hoping it was great, but like, it'd be great if it was great, right? And for some, I see this, thought there was going to be a baby coming. For some of you Scorps got knocked up, you got your club shot up, and then you thought you were going to have a child, and either you changed your mind and you decided to take matters in your own accord, or something happened and it doesn't come to fruition. Okay. Another scenario with this, of course, is yes, your lover, or maybe even you, starts acting like a fuck neutral, okay, within a relationship. But then there comes a change of mind. And for whatever reason, the way this seems to flow for me is like, it's a positive change of mind. So you're like, if it is you, you're like, you know, I was thinking of doing this, I was thinking of doing that, but now I think I'm gonna keep my ass home, you know. Or positive change of mind for depending on what. I don't see what's after that. Like, I stop right there. Positive change of mind could be you get rid of that motherfucker, you know, go somewhere else, do something else, you know. So that's what I have for you, Scorpio. All right, we'll be back through the magic of Hollywood. It's going to seem seamless, okay? Don't get beside yourself. We'll be right the fuck back with the sign of all signs, of course, Sagittarius, okay? We have returned, as I mentioned, and as I promised, through the magic of Hollywood. I know it seems seamless. It's just like, we're just here now, right? Shuffling, a little breathing, a little connecting part, all done, and you didn't even know it. you ain't know it, right? I'm saying, but this is for, of course, the sign of all signs, in my opinion, just because I am a little fucking biased. Oh, fucking well. And I mean, just truthfully, like on a spiritual note, like if you don't like Sagittarius, you can kiss my dick hole, you know. But so we're gonna start off here with my Sag, the Archer Nation. All right, blotting out the sun with the arrows, of course, as we do. Okay. I'm gonna start off with the single Sagittariuses. Okay, the single Sagittariuses. Okay, so I see this kind of going a couple different ways here for you singles. For one, you Sages, this can actually be some, and I know for obviously firsthand, like you sweeping motherfuckers off their feet, you know. This showing that, but this also showing like the birth of a new love, in my opinion. Like, so, like this could be something. This could be something in this COVID C-19 era, you know, discovering love and all this shit, whatever. And once again, emotions and all this other shit start increasing, exponent, like, you know, incrementally though. You know what I'm saying? At a good pace, not too fast, not too slow. Just the way it need to go, okay? And that can be a great thing. Like I said, this could be a water sign now. I know. You're like, what? Yeah, I know. Maybe it could work, possibly, depending on how you are as a person. But this can also be you getting swept off your feet by a water sign. Maybe even a Cancer, all right? A crustacean, okay? So the end result here, though, for this particular scenario stream that I'm getting is increased, I would say increased artistic inspiration. You know, sometimes you Sagittarius, if you're just bored and shit, you need to go out and like plug back into life. And sometimes, obviously, the best way that can happen also is through a relationship or a process of relating, which is what a relationship is, you know. But that's, you have this. That's one scenario. Don't worry, we're getting into the other scenario with this Three of Spades shit. All right, Sag, let me put a bug in your ear before it's too late. Okay, so what I see you, though, is depending on what kind of love, the right love or the right relationship and the right situation can inspire your hoofed ass to gallop and develop a much, like, you just all of a sudden get more productive. You're able to do multiple things, like your creativity, like you're like in a zone, man. You're like in a fucking zone. And for this particular timeline, for if this applies to you, I really see this is happening for you. You know, now what happens after? You'll have to check back in on the next Shangodiac, right? Let's go to demographic B, okay? Demographic B, all right, of the Sagittarius. You're getting swept off your feet. Okay. Now, I'm gonna say it like this. Actually, there's that demographic B1 and demographic B2. Demographic B1, I really feel like this is also a lot of you, Sag. You know, like, and of course, I've said that they've called this, well, I've kind of termed this the card of the fuck boy or the fuck person, if you will, because it could be a fuck girl too. But this is more like on some player shit, man. This is some player shit, though. You know what I'm saying? And it seems like it could also be, though, you kind of getting involved in some of your playeristic Cadillac music ways, you know what I'm saying? And getting caught up. That's demographic B1. Demographic B2, Sag, you meet somebody, you little sweetie sweet, you start getting sweet on them, him, her, whatever. And turns out that you were also a part of a three-way situation and not one of your design. Okay, so obviously I could tell that's going to be problematic for you. And then, of course, going through this period where you're getting like the fucking lies and the, you know, discovering the lies, the deceit, the things that were not revealed to you initially. They didn't tell you about this other person, but then they feeling you because of your saggy fucking ways. I know it's a gift and a curse. It's a gift and a curse. You know, you might be a walking narcotic. You know what I'm saying? You might be heroin incarnate. Okay, have them nodding afterwards. Okay, yeah. All right. So that's another one. Now, if you're in a relationship, we're gonna touch on you real quick. For some of you, Sag is in a relationship. Congratulations. I feel like you also may be bearing a child, or someone's child may come to be in the relationship also. Sometimes it's you having a child, you shooting up that club. All right. Yeah. Okay. But the other scenario is maybe either you or them have a child from another relationship and that child comes also. This is also a message about love, a message about your love. This is going to be a time right here with this situation. And you're going to know it because it's going to be defined. You're going to know it because you guys are usually smart enough to like always take a step back and kind of just, I don't want to say philosophize about it, but ponder about shit, meditate on something for a minute, like, what happened here, what's going on or whatever. Increased love, increased intimacy, increased passion, at the right pace when you put it in the right place, okay? And also you too, being able to be more productive. Also, it's going to make you making more changes, like positive changes in maybe your health, your diet. Like I said, once again, you're able to like multitask, or you just like this appears to be a zone, not like the single one I mentioned, but like it's a zone. Okay, it's a zone. So that's what I have for you. Okay, that's what I have for you, Sag. It was a pleasure to be able to read for you, Sag. Okay, so up next we got the occults of the zodiac sign. That's right, Capricorn. All right, back from the magic with the magic of Hollywood here. This is going out to all my caps, okay? All the goats. All right, the goats are in the motherfucking house here, so you better listen up if you're a goat, okay? I think what we're going to do is handle the singles first, and then we'll go off into the relationshipers, okay? So the singlers. For some of you, I think like the love diagnostic, I don't see too much coming as far as in the love diet. First, okay, let's do this. Singles, group 1 or A1 and AB. Okay, A1, I see you basically more or less remaining single, but you're using this time to understand your beliefs about yourself, your beliefs about relationships as they relate to you, okay? Which is very important. So I have a very strong intuitive feeling that when you do get a relationship, it's gonna like really fit really well, or when you attract a relationship to you, it's gonna really fit really well because you're not just gonna go for the okie doke, So, and another thing is for group A1 is like I said, to me this still feels honestly like a little love period for yourself though, okay? And I know that that's not what you want to hear if you're in group A1, but maybe you do. If you're in group A1, then by the time you see this, and if this does relate to you, don't be disappointed, because I'm not saying that you met the love of your life and shit like that. This is the most important relationship you can have, that with yourself, right? So I see like more increasing also knowledge of self, and it's kind of like maybe taking a break back, because I think some of you A1 probably just got out of a relationship or something not too long ago before this period is to begin, so it kind of makes more sense. Also something that may be affecting your relationship or affecting your judgment, or like maybe has you feeling like this ain't the time to think about a relationship right now is problems with family members. Group A2. Right? Or was it? Yeah, A2. Yeah. A2. A2. It looks like you're going to find yourself in some form of a relationship with a heavy mental connection. Okay? And this person that you seem that you are really attracted to, they also make you, they challenge you a lot. They're very challenging. They challenge you a lot, but more so in a positive way, I would say, like in a good way. It feels like they make you kind of look at yourself, you know, like they are acting like your mirror for show, you know, like they make you look at yourself in a way. And through this interaction that's coming for you, you're going to, like I said, for the other ones, except you're actually in a relationship. So it's like, you know, you start learning more and more, and you're like, wow, this is awesome. Not only that, it seems to spark some creativity in some of you Capricorns who are going through this, either one of the A's, you know, and that can be expressed through like writing. You know, I feel like, I don't know, for some reason we'll stop there. Writing, but writing what? Who knows? Writing a book, writing some music, who knows? You know? But I do see, as far as this slice of time, this period of time for this relationship of whatever kind this is for you, in the love forecast area, I do see that this does have its dips though. Okay, you might be feeling somewhat overwhelmed or find yourself feeling emotionally vulnerable and overwhelmed with some of these challenges though. So you're going to want to be careful. If you're in a relationship, we could say that it's pretty much very similar to what I just described. You know, I'm literally seeing the same thing. I'm not just trying to say this because, like, I can say this. If you're in a relationship, you're going to discover how you have been being your worst enemy in a relationship, including what you allowed yourself to choose to be in a relationship with. You know, that's part of the package, you know. 3 of clubs, like I said, I strongly feel this creative thing over you Capricorns. And my daughter, she's a filmmaker and all this stuff like that, so I get it. Y'all can be very, very creative. But in this relationship too, those of you who are in a relationship, I see family interferences, man, causing problems in the relationship. To where it's, you know, some of you Caps, you know, you start getting to this place where it's like, it feels like you have to choose either your lover or your family. Obviously, more than likely, you're going to choose your lover. But then again, some of you care too much about what your family thinks, you know. And in this case, the way it's coming through to me, I feel like your family needs to just let you be you, let you live, you know. Some of you Caps are in a situation like that where, like, you've been taught to, like, really, like, you should care what your family thinks. And, like, yeah, care what your family thinks, but, like, it's your fucking life at the end of the day, Cap. Goat on. Well, all right. So for this particular, I know, through the magic of Hollywood, okay, in this particular chapter, we're going to be dealing specifically with you aquariums, okay, the Aquarius. I like to call them aquariums. Yeah, where do I start here? So we're going to start with the single aquariums, okay? The single aquariums, all right? So let's see what's going on. You know, I say single because if you see this video, you might be at the place where you just broke up, right? But you're going to have a change of heart, and it seems like it's a positive thing. Okay? But what you're going to end up finding is there may be more and more of the same here. Okay? I see an Aquarius who's feeling very, very defensive. Maybe you feel like you can't talk to somebody. Like this relationship is like maybe also taking a lot of your time that you find yourself getting into because you don't want to be alone. So you may have considered yourself single when you press play on this video, but I see like you may be going back to something, and it's a retrograde too, so it makes perfect sense. But yeah. So here we have the 7 of clubs, and like I said, I see you feeling very defensive. Maybe your partner is also somewhat verbally abusive, or they may play mind games with you, or you feel like they're playing mind games with you and all this stuff like that. And the point of the matter is there's secrets here, okay? There's secrets here, as indicated by the Ace of Spades, card of secrets. So yeah, it can be deceptions also. And when it's reversed, you know, another thing too, it looks like this is going to be ended, you know, as far as like a breakup. And let me tell you this also, you're going to find yourself, this relationship is going to catapult you more so into your very own spiritual initiation, Aquarius. And of course, if you know my particular definition of spiritual initiation is a period or a process of letting go, of stripping away what is no longer you. And you can kind of look at it that those of us who are striving to be more conscious, or just to allow ourselves to be more conscious also, you know, we're always going, there's every day there's deaths. Some part of the old you is dying. But just like when the tree every fall loses its leaves, you don't see the tree trying to like grab the leaves and being like, but the leaves are me. No, like, nah, let that shit go. Because guess what? Something else is about to grow. Okay. Now, if you're in a relationship, you're about to hit a period where it seems like things are going to be really great. Emotionally, you're going to be feeling really, really good, right? Really, really good. There are still some things about yourself. I think some of you Aquariuses can also get very involved to the point where you start putting the other person before yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I guess what I can say is losing yourself in a relationship, okay? Losing yourself in a relationship. And I got to call it like it is too right here, though. I feel like those of you who I'm speaking to, though, some of that, you may be pulled away from this relationship for a while, or for good. So what am I talking about? A breakup. And it also may be a breakup due to your secrets, Aquarius, because we all know you Aquariuses can be quite sneaky also. And some of your secrets, there's an old saying in the Bible, I remember from way back in the churchy days. Your sin will, like, basically, I forgot exactly how it went, but it's something like your sin will wait for you at your doorstep. Like, it'll find you. Your sin will find you and be waiting for you at your doorstep, you know, type of thing. So that's what I'm going to leave you with, Aquarius. So watch how you've been stepping and how you've been moving, and also stay awake. And last but not least, we have come to the squid of the zodiac. That's right, Pisces. Pisces, okay? So I'm going to start off with the singles first. I got to say this just really, 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 I just like kind of like a PSA. I got to just say this. I feel like there's a Pisces out there. You may have suffered, or if you find yourself shortly after suffering from an abrupt breakup. Now, I'm not saying that every single one of you Pisces this applies to. This is like for one, or maybe two, maybe three. Okay, you're gonna want to listen up to this one. I feel like somebody has done work on you and your relationship, creating a very abrupt ending, and it seems to be like creating blockages in either repairing that relationship or getting it, even any hope of getting it back again. Okay. And followed by the Two of Spades, causing that rift, that irreconcilable difference. Okay. So I just felt like I had to say that. Like that was numero uno. Like that was the first thing I had to say. Now we'll go on to the regular singles. Okay. It appears that you single fishies may meet somebody, but then there could be some type of trouble also, just out of left field, out of nowhere. This person is very hard for you to pin down. And the fact of the matter is, like, these Eight of Spades here, like, just blockages, like I see just fenced in. So whatever is going on with you, Pisces, it's like it's got you blazed, it's got you caged in. It ends up feeling very constricted. Or you're in a relationship and they flip the script on you and you start seeing their true colors. Or once you get into this relationship, it's like they are the Joker. They just like, what? And it's like got you feeling rather caged in. And if you know the fishies, that usually never ends well. You know what I'm saying? That usually you have to let the fish swim to you. You can't like force the fish. You gotta just like set your net out and the fish will come. But if you're trying to like swoop it out the water, like it's not gonna come. So I see you wanting to leave and successfully splitting up with this person. Okay. Now, for those of you in a relationship, if this applies for you, it may not apply to you. But if it does apply to you, what's going to happen, what is about to happen, is an abrupt shakeup. Okay, something from your partner is going to abruptly shake you up. Okay, thank you. There could also be an issue of some health problems here, a change of status in health problems for you affecting your relationship. Okay. Whether this is an injury, an accident, something, or either that or a change in work. You may work somewhere where they may need to transfer you somewhere, and now that transfer begins to, affect the relationship, to whereas I feel like the relationship could end up being just more so of a friendship, okay, or more of a partnership. But I'm not seeing the passion, the love, the passion here, okay? The passion that I would expect to be in some form of a relationship, especially with a fish, But that is what I have for you, okay? So if it applies, make do, all right? This is Shangodiac. This is the Valentine's edition, the love forecast for all the Shangodiacs. Hope you enjoyed it. Once again, the best way, though, to predict your future is to create it. And magic ritual is a phantasmic way to do that. So get your ass signed up with the 2021 Valentine's Day Love, Lust, in Luck ritual. All right? It's going down February 14th. We're going to take advantage of this love energy of this, of this day, as a lot of people observe this day for a certain reason. So, hey, take advantage of that energy. That's why we use it. Okay? So some dumbass was like, I notice every holiday you guys, you know, do some or at certain times. Yeah, we're strategic with the times. All fucking magicians are strategic with their times if they can be, whether it's just based on the moon or based on certain cosmic events or based on certain shit. You would be a fucking fool not to be. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Anyways, that's what we have for you though. Links will be in the description for that. And it's going to be hot. All right, you're going to check out everything that you get with this ritual and everything that you could possibly get, because there's some gifts that are going to be given away also to three. There's going to be 3 individual gifts given out to 3 individual ritual participants. Totally gratis, you know, based on just the fact that they're in the ritual. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to want to check in with that, all right? So this is Shango Ray. I may be going live pretty soon or tomorrow. And maybe just throw some cards and we can talk, all right? I think you need to talk. It's been a long time. You're missing your Papa Shangito, all right? So anyways, check you out on the next one.